This is Madman Dan coming to you with not a YouTube war, but a introduction to the version of the scripted mod we're using, version 0.6.1 for Tabletop Simulator. So if you've been paying attention, I released a 0.5 version of the scripted tool to our Aboard Gaming Bros Discord that had some functionality regarding auto calculations of scripts. And I'm happy to introduce a new version of that should be more reliable and stable. In the previous versions, there were some issues with me forgetting that Suriname existed and built Prairie Province having a dollar, and then along came 4.1 that introduced, or well, it split up the Philippine $2 zone into two $1 zones. So hopefully that all should be resolved. Also, there was a bit of a, I didn't really like how the set nation incomes buttons worked, so I just changed that so we have a physical object that you can move back and forth, and that will determine if there is income to be tracked. So right now, if I were to press this button, only nations that are at full income will actually be displayed and actually be moved. So here we have our funnily enough, only 5 nations that start the game for collecting full income. But say if we just put this guy over here in any location, USSR should be now at 46. If we go ahead and add some Soviet occupations, for example, to Suriname, this will now be 47. If we add a German occupation, where are you guys, to say, where has money? Let's put in Transcaucasia because we know those Germans want that oil. The Germans should be up to 25 and the USSR down to 42. So that is kind of how that works. There also in this version, another big feature is the build cost calculator. So a feature requested was, since math is hard, to have an auto calculator that sums up your buys. So let's take a look at UK, because that's a pretty good example. So right now, the UK is spending $0. I've done it in such a way that the stuff that is built for free doesn't cost anything. For example, these destroyers and submarines cost 0. So there's and for the Commonwealth, there's one for the UK, one for the FEC, and one for the Anzacs. But say if we were to build another destroyer and place that thing there, oh, now we cost 7, and if you take it away, that now it shows 0. Similarly, if we advance these units, they cost their respective amounts of money. Right now, we don't have improved construction working, so I believe you guys will have to figure that out yourselves. Let's see. Yes, we don't have that implemented yet. So that's that. We have, like for example, we're putting infantry, a heavy, let's go that, heavy strat bomber, and a advanced artillery. It'll all add that together. There are some limitations of this method that will be worked on in next versions. For example, the cost will only work if a unit's placed in this zone, which makes multi-stage construction kind of hard to implement, because I can't really see a way to indicate that unit being placed on stage 2 should someone have improved construction. But right now you can, if you're starting construction heavy battleship, you can just place it here, and then place units phase, you can probably just move it to the stage 3 units. And if you're advancing it, you can just put another model here, and in your place units, just advance that along and delete this tracker. Another couple limitations right now that I sort of thinking on how to implement is neutrals and facilities. Neutrals right now, the way the tool works, it can't really tell who is spending that money to lend lease. I suppose we could have a neutral tracker, and for facilities, I guess it won't have a way to, well, again, for the same reason, but also there's another problem of upgrading versus doing them stage by stage. So a problem to be solved at a later date. If you have ideas of how to solve these, please feel free to comment. And all of these calculators are present for all nations that can spend money. So here we have USA, French, and the KMT. So let's just toss some stuff on here. And these all show up. The one facilities that do work are the fortifications and coastal artilleries, because I think Memelord went ahead and made some colors for us. Maybe we can do something for the facilities, but we'll think about that later. There are also some alternate models, and they also work for this cost. Another thing that won't be tracked is if you have a Kido Butai or Big Blue Fleet. Another thing to work on in the future. Okay. Another thing we've done, that I've done in this version, is slightly reorganized all the units in this, so everything should be a bit neater, along with their army markers. There is a bug with heavy strap bomber object, so if anyone has another STL object that is smaller than this or knows how to reduce the size of one, let us know. And we'll put that there. And the only last thing we could go over again is there's a create Rishi button that should be a bit more random. And all the players, but in previous versions, only one player, the host, would see the chat output. And the tool will also, that button will also move France to not full income, and Vichy and Free France to full income, and it will actually remove France from the board. And if you need to track France again, should they recover, you can just move their token back here. And they're at 9 minus, yeah. Okay, this is Man Dan. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or ideas of what I should do next. The next big features I'll be working on is probably trackers for that improved construction, costs for supplies, for upgrades and motorized upgrades. Probably some automatic tracking of our bonuses, because those are kind of annoying to count up. And another one that's coming way down the line is we're going to have a calculator for shortest path. So there'll be a couple chips you can place in the C zones, and using the magic of algorithms, it'll output all the shortest paths. So there'll be no more struggling of how to get supplies from point A to point B without them being interconnected. All right, this has been Man and Dad. I'll sign off, and I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys try this out. Bye.